Cheers, everybody.
Maria? Maria! I thought that thing killed you. Are you hurt?
Not at all, silly.
But the thing... It stabbed you. There was blood everywhere.
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
It chased us to the elevator and then...
James. What are you talking about?
Just before. Don't you remember?
James? Honey? Did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything. But you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So you are Maria.
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
Doesn't matter who I am. I am here for you, James. See? I'm real. Don't you want to touch me?
I don't know.
Well. If you happen to make up your mind. I'll be waiting.
I'll find some way to... I'll come back, I promise.
Wait a second, why the hell am I typing? What am I doing? There we go. Okay, much better. That was so funny. I just realized I had a headset. Wait, what the? What am I doing? Anyway, yeah, I love Resident Evil, and Silent Hill. Um, yeah, I'm a big fan of both. I have a hard time saying which one I like more. I think I've played Resident Evil more. I'm a really big fan of Resident Evil. I don't know. It comes close though, it really does. I'm such a big fan of both of them, and for like different reasons too. Well, I mean, a lot of the same reasons, but they're different. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like Resident Evil and Silent Hill are two different sides of the same coin. It's just that Resident Evil is a little more, it's like it's a little more actiony, but it's definitely harder on the survival horror aspect also. And Silent Hill is way more like puzzle. It's more puzzle based, but a lot of the horror is more like I don't I mean really it's more psychological horror, but still I don't know. They're both really good. I like them both a lot. They're both great. But Parasite Eve, I never got into it. I honestly, I think a lot of it was just like the art style and stuff. It was just too, I don't know, like aspects of, this is gonna sound silly, but aspects of it just seemed too cutesy to me, you know? And I had a hard time taking it seriously as like a horror title. So anyway, cheers. Got some grape soda here. Oh, okay. Ah, yes. The head puzzle. I never remember this one. I just kind of brute force it. I feel like it can't be that. It'll be too easy. No. We're trying to go straight ahead, right? We're not trying to go that way. Unless maybe we are. I don't know. Here's Butterfiles. Oh man. So you must be pretty excited for Resident Evil Requiem then, huh? I mean, I know I am. I'm pretty excited about it. But I really feel like all the people who are like really investing in the rumors and leaks need to chill out because I feel like that's ultimately what leads to so much disappointment in like a lot of Resident Evil games is that, like a lot of the fans would be like, "Oh, I think that this is gonna happen, and I'm gonna bank all of my joy and happiness off of that." And what doesn't happen, I'm gonna blame Capcom for not being able to read my mind or make a game exclusively tailored to my interests. And that's just so like, oh my God, dude, just play the game and have fun, you know? I had to do an inhaler hit, man. I'm cautiously optimistic about it. Yeah, like I like that they're going more into the horror aspect of it and their new Constant Pursuer looks interesting. They've also said that the game's gonna start where, the main character Grace is gonna be like really scared and it's gonna end with her kind of like kicking a little bit of ass. Probably not too much, but enough to where it feels satisfying. I feel like all I don't know. I kind of feel like Alien and Evil Dead set the tone for main characters in a horror story. Like you start them off timid, you start them off like the most. You really don't think that they're going to survive this kind of person, and then they end with, of course they survived it because now they're badass. You know? Yeah, exactly. Like Ripley and Alien, totally. You get it. Or Sarah Connor, totally. Oh man, I can't believe I didn't even think of Sarah Connor for that. But she's like a really, really good example of that too. Because she starts the movie as like just like this scared lady who was working in a diner, you know, and like had no idea what's going on. And then all of a sudden you got fucking Michael Bain, aka Kyle Reese swooping in to save her, and then she gains a little bit of confidence after that, and then she goes to the psych ward and then gets like swole and is becomes a certified badass. Yeah. But yeah, I really like that concept of the main character starting like crazy scared, and you have no idea if they're gonna really survive it or not. And then they end with a little bit of taking care of business. Those are the three best examples of that. Ripley, Sarah Connor, and Ash from Evil Dead. Because in the first Evil Dead movie, he is so like just not Ash. You know, he's just like I don't know. It's just like by the end of the movie, he's like a little bit, but then they ramped that up a lot in the second one, and they kind of like rewrote him as being like the cool guy in the second one, and then in Army of Darkness, he's like he is cool. He's not the cool guy. He is cool. He's just like the raw essence of it. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah. First of all, I gotta turn this down so I can hear myself think. Oh my God. I have the headset up so loud. I had it up like full volume. So it sounded like the bugs were in my brain. Pretty intense. It's more believable when people struggle and satisfying when they earn their victories. Absolutely, totally. I 100% agree with that. Like it's like Conan the Barbarian getting whipped into shape, stuck behind the wheel, like he's and then, pitted against, other fighters and stuff. And, like it kind of started as like a, street rat gone, like demigod kind of thing. I actually have a horror story I'm working on, and it totally banks off of that whole premise. Like the main character being super, super, super afraid and not knowing what to do and like panicking and making like all the wrong decisions. And then by the end of it, like I don't know, like I want people to be rooting for them, you know. But that's a story for another day. I'm not even close to being done with that. All right. What am I looking at? Oh, gotta be careful. Got these. I forgot what the enemy types are, but they're the guys with like the suction cup, the face the face hands. They sound crazy when I try to describe these monsters, but what's this one? Oh, I gotta find a lighter. Sorry. You know, I gotta say, I'm a really big fan of Silent Hill 2, both the original and the remake. But I kind of wish there were more outside portions. I mean, there are more outside portions in the remake than there are in the original, I'm pretty sure anyway. But yeah, it just, I don't know. It's just so satisfying to walk around the town. And when you get stuck in these buildings, it just feels like almost too claustrophobic. And I mean, I know that's probably entirely the point. Yeah, dude, you're walking everywhere. Nope. Keep your little snake pun thing away from me. Just keep dodging, dodging, dodging. Oh, I'm so excited for Silent Hill F. Cheers, Timekeeper. Damn, it's very dark. Oh, you know what? It is. It's a lot lighter on my projector screen, so let's boost that up a little so you guys can see shit. Oh, oh, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, man. Oh, he's gonna get me again. He stunned me. I'm pretty sure these enemies were in the original Silent Hill 2, but I'm having a hard time remembering if this part was in the original. Gonna try to hit me from there. Oh man, yeah, if... Whoa, what's that? There's a big moth fly by. Oh, there he goes again. Hello. Like in real life, there's a moth. Watching him fly around. Too funny. I was about to say, you guys look at the moth. It's in front of the projector. It's not in the game. We can't see it. I think they added the spider mannequin. I think that was a new thing that they added to the remake that I thought was cool. I really don't remember them being in the original. And of course they could have been. It's been like, I don't know, close to 10 years since I played the original. I think I played the demo for Silent Hill 2 before it came out. And then it was a couple years before I played the actual full game. But I remember playing the demo when I was a kid, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't do this! What the hell?" I'm like, "This is too much." Like I like scary games, but like the first time I played Silent Hill 2, I was like, "No, I can't do this." I think at that point, I was like already pretty dedicated to Resident Evil. And I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't hack it. Like the whole, just the fog and not being able to see anything and running around, I did not like it. Although technically, apparently it's not actually fog. It's supposed to be smoke, I guess. But everyone thinks it's fog. Everyone calls it fog. It moves like fog. It doesn't move like smoke, but you know, okay. It's smoke. Is Silent Hill based on Centralia? Like, is the game based on Centralia, or the is it just the movie that was based on Centralia? I always forget. not a lot. I guess not a ton of people know this, but there was a town in I think Pennsylvania, and it was called Centralia. It's still there. It still exists. There are probably still people that live there, though they probably shouldn't, and it's not safe to. But there are probably people that still live there, and it was a mining town. And essentially, what happened was a, a coal fire started in the mine underground, and everyone had to evacuate. Some people didn't make it, and then like uh, oh my God, just passing through that passageway completely etch-a-sketched my brain, and I almost forgot what I was talking about for a second. Um, so I guess a bunch of sinkholes formed around the town, and it started like sucking up cars and houses, and um, like toxic fumes were shooting out of like random pockets on the ground, and it was, yeah, it was just like a nightmare. Yeah, totally. I'm just now seeing your comment about Resident Evil. Yeah. But I thought I remembered reading or hearing that Silent Hill was inspired by Centralia and like the actual town in the thing that happened to the town. And I mean now it's like a ghost town. There's a stretch of road where people do graffiti on it. Like they'll visit and do graffiti. A lot of people go there just to like check it out and visit it and try to do like urban exploring, urban spelunking. But yeah, it is pretty dangerous though. Pockets of toxic fumes that kind of like essentially like come out of the ground and they kind of like lay low. That's what. Oh, it's that damn thing again. What's in here? Open those up. Huh. Oh yeah. So funny story. I ended up getting into Resident Evil because of a British sitcom I watched called Spade. And in it, there's a character named Tim who's played by Simon Pegg from like Shaun of the Dead, and he played Scotty in the Star Trek remake movies, and I think he's also in the Mission Impossible movies. I haven't seen all of them, but anyway, he plays this guy who's a graphic designer, and there's an episode where he stays up way too late playing Resident Evil, and he falls asleep in front of the television. And then he has this nightmare that he's fighting zombies in his apartment, only to be woken up by his roommate, who's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then later on in the episode, he gets really, 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 really drunk and goes to this like performance art premiere, and he gets loaded on wine, and then he thinks that this one guy in makeup is a zombie trying to bite his friend, so he just knocks him out, and then he grabs his friends and he gets out of there, and he's like picturing all of them as zombies and shit, and I just thought it was so funny. And the game actually looked good and it looked fun. And one of the things that really drew me into it was they used footage from Resident Evil 2, the original Resident Evil 2. But not only that, but they interwoven, like they what am I trying to say? Like they used the soundtrack from the game in the episode, and I liked the soundtrack so much that I was like, I gotta play that game. Like it looks like a fun game, it looks like a good horror game, but the soundtrack really drew me in. It was just really haunting and kind of like pretty, but also like corny as hell. But yeah, so then I started playing so then like I went out to like a flea market or something, and I managed to get like, oh God, it was like a PS1 Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 memory card, controllers, and then I bought a bunch of other crap too, and it was all like under $60. It was crazy. And then that weekend I just played through all of Resident Evil like back to back to back, like one, two, three, and I was real super into Resident Evil ever since. And then like right after that happened, Resident Evil 4 dropped, and I played that, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. I loved how different it was. I loved that it wanted to do something different, and honestly, I feel like Resident Evil 4 gets a lot of crap from Resident Evil purists, but Resident Evil 4 is probably my favorite. Both the original and the remake are great. I can't praise those games enough. And they're not Resident Evil 4 isn't exactly a great representation of what Resident Evil is all about, but it's a really good Resident Evil experience that dared to be different. Unfortunately, Resident Evil 5 and 6 just kind of followed suit, and 6 a little too much. Like 5 was a good co-op game to play with your friends, but it wasn't I personally feel like it wasn't a great Resident Evil game in that the pacing was off and it was way more action based than horror based. And at least Resident Evil 4 kind of had a good level combination of horror and action, and that's what I think for me, that's what makes Resident Evil 4 so cool because it's like part Texas Chainsaw Massacre, part like James Bond in a really weird, obscure way. It's like it's just so like horror movie, but also action spy thriller at the same time, and it's just such a bizarre acid trip. Hey, cheers, bro. How's it going? Oh yeah, like the save room music from every Resident Evil game is part of like a major part of what endeared that franchise to me, and has become like a huge part of like I guess my life in a way. But yeah, man, Resident Evil fucking rules. Excuse my French. Oh, oh, oh. I would really like to see more Resident Evil games based in like other countries. And I know that we technically just got one with Resident Evil 8, but can I just say how corny it was that like Ethan and Mia were supposed to be in like some Eastern European country, and then you like go to talk to the villagers in the village, and they all have like American accents, and it's like, what the F is going on right now? Like, we are definitely not in America, but here you guys all are. Like when I first played Resident Evil Village, it threw me off so bad that like all the villagers basically had like American accents that it kind of made me feel like, is this like a setup? Is this like we're actually still in America, but like these guys are actors that are supposed to like half-ass portray these villagers. Like is this whole thing just like an illusion to make Ethan think that he's in Eastern Europe? Because none of these people actually sound like it. And it's not even just from their accent, but it's like their just their vernacular and just like the phrases that they say and stuff are just so American. And it's like, dude, what? That makes no sense. I mean, I don't think that any of the voice actors were even American. Like, I mean, maybe they were, but I don't know. It just doesn't make a ton of sense. Oh man, I would love that. That would be great. Oh, cool. I hope that works out. I don't want an open sandbox style Resident Evil where you have to escape from Raccoon City. That would be amazing. I would really enjoy that. Like, like just full on sandbox style. Like it's open world. Maybe have it so that there are areas that are locked off, like at least at first anyway. But what would be really cool is if every time you played the game from scratch, it changed the location of the items that you needed to unlock a different area. I'm not quite talking about like a procedurally generated Resident Evil, but something not far off, where it's like open world. Every time you play it, it's a little bit different. You know what's honestly uh, a Resident Evil game I've been basically pitching to Capcom for years is I really want to see a game that takes place in the aftermath of like the main character's failing. Like the game starts with a cinematic of like Chris Redfield, Leon, Claire, like all of them just biting it. Like they're trying to say it like basically like if you got the tail end of Resident Evil 6, but the good guys lost, and the game takes place in the aftermath of that, and you're just some normal dude in this, like, kind of, like, not even zombie apocalypse, but like G virus apocalypse. And it's been like a couple of years. So, like, you could still go to like a store and find food, like on a shelf, but it's probably going to expire soon, and eventually you're going to want to figure something else out. Kind of situation, you know? Like there's still like parts of society are like barely hanging on and it's more like tribal. I would love that. I think that would be amazing. That would be really fun. And honestly, it could just be a spin-off too. It doesn't have to be a like it doesn't have to be canon. I would actually prefer that type of story to not be canon, like just a sort of like what if thing. But to also have that be like a big open world where you're exploring, maybe not necessarily like you could go to Raccoon City and explore there, but it would be bigger than that. But I love your idea too. Just like, would you want to do that like open? Like, what am I trying to say? Would you want to do that third person or first person? Because what would be really cool is if you had an open world sandbox style Resident Evil game where you had escaped Raccoon City. It was a little GTA-ish, but if you had an option where you could play with the fixed camera angles, oh man, I would play that so fast. I love fixed camera angles. I feel like I'm so alone on that front. I feel like fixed camera angles are the only time that third person is scarier than first person. Because first person puts you right in the face of the thing that you're facing. And I'm sorry, I just feel like it's way more intimidating to be like right up close to it, you know, but when you're in third person, you can kind of use that to check corners, and I do that all the time in this game. I'll be like, oh, something over here. Oh, I'm gonna look around the corner. In first person though, you're like they're right up on top of you if you turn around that corner. But when you have it in third person and it's a fixed camera angle, you can't see everything. You might not be able to see the whole room based on the angle that you're looking at it from. So it makes it like perfect for jump scares, and it makes exploring a little more mysterious, and you kind of get like bit by bit, and you kind of have it's like I don't know. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be great. Uh-oh, here he goes. Cool. Okay. Oh, I thought it was a mannequin. Like, really? Uh-oh. Oh, come on. You know what was a good series, or at least I thought it was a pretty good series, was The Evil Within. I thought The Evil Within was great. Especially the second one, because that one was almost open world. The second Evil Within was actually really good, I think. I mean, the first one was a classic, but where am I going? Does that mean it's locked? It might be locked. How do I get out of here? Just try going back the way we came and heading down. There's so many rumors though about there are a lot of rumors floating around about Resident Evil 9 though, about Requiem, and I think that basically people should just try not to get too invested in those types of ideas because it's pretty rare that once you set those types of expectations that they're actually met. Already. Uh-oh. Yep, you got me. Oh, that one's locked. Okay. Damn. You're super far away. so sick of these guys. Yeah, so they're hanging them upside down, or their giant arm thing, and then every once in a while they'll shoot this like tentacle thing out. Try to ruin your day. Come on, man. Finish shot. So you shoot the one down, and then another one just pops right up. Oh man, you know what's funny? I just played this game like 4 times in a row and beat it, and I still don't know what I have to do here. Ow. Somebody just draw a door there? I have questions. Like, is this some Beetlejuice stuff? Here, apparently he can't jump or lift his arms up. So I feel like he could very easily lift his arms up, reach that, and hoist himself. Kid here. I feel like I just keep going in circles and wasting resources. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, that's a whole other section, huh? Oh, hello. Here we go, sticking our arms in the holes again. Apparently he thinks every hole is in fact a door. Something hit the fan. Uh-oh, there goes the vape. I gotta plug that in. There's still like a tapping happening. Must be in the game. I don't hear it anymore. There are a lot of crazy sounds in this game, though. I gotta say that, I'm a really big fan of the sound design in Silent Hill. It's just, overall, it's just very unique sounding, you know? Honestly, I wish they would hurry up and remake the rest of the the Silent Hill games so that they could remake Silent Hill 4. But both. Oh, the ticking sound is probably the chainsaw. Probably what you're hearing. But yeah, I think my favorite Resident Evil is probably 4, and my favorite Silent Hill is probably 4, and they're both like some of the most controversial games in those series, but mostly because they change up so much. Now, Silent Hill 4 I liked because the segments where you were in your apartment was in first person, and then anytime you were in like the dream world or the other world or wherever, that was in third person. So that whole dynamic I thought was cool. I thought that the ghosts in that game were really scary and also a constant threat. So, like the ghosts, you couldn't actually like permanently put down. You could temporarily put them down, but it wouldn't hold forever. Um, I'm having a brain fart. It'll come back to me. This is good practice, actually. That was uncalled for. Yeah, she started licking the blade off of, like, the blood off the blade. Maybe that wasn't what she was doing. She could have, like, froze, I guess. It just seemed like that's what she was doing. Uh-oh. That's not good. I don't like that move. Keep that to yourself. Uh-oh. You know what? No, wait, hang on. Oh, yeah. No, I think that you lose the board once you get the pipe, I think. Oh, shit. That's funny. You know what? I haven't done a ton of sparring with any of the creatures in this game. This is actually kind of fun. Oh. It's weird, like, you know the moves that she's going to do, but because she's wiggly, it makes it a little hard to determine when exactly the land is. See? When the hit is going to land. Luger did a really good job with this, I think. Oh. Moving on.
Ugh.